Let's take a look at the day ahead, and we'll take a look at an NQ long I took during London. Didn't quite play out. Let's get it. G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Jimmy Trades here. I hope you are having a stellar start to your week. Let's check out the calendar here. And we've got no news today, Tuesday the 4th of November here. No news. We do have news in on Wednesday, nothing Thursday, and still that tentative for non-farm payroll with the government shutdown. So we'll see how that plays out, whether that goes ahead. It's not likely to go ahead at this stage. Daylight savings time did shift on Sunday as well. Should have noted that yesterday. So that's made it really fun for us Aussie traders with our New York session now kicking in at, well, for me, 12:30 in the morning. Such is life. Alrighty, let's take a look here at NQ on the daily. Now we are into this new week opening gap from last week. Finally reached down into that level. Now we've got a devil's mark up here. Today's open. Generally considered a strong draw on liquidity. At the moment, with such a heavy sell side, I would anticipate that we'll see some reversal today, whether it's New York AM or New York PM, just to come back up into the range out of this gap. And if we have a look at ES being the correlated asset, you can see that ES has already well and truly closed this gap. And right now we're coming down and testing this order block here. So that's why, I think if we come down on ES to here and then we look to just come back up into the range, how high, I don't know, but we could look at that as an SMT here with NQ, and therefore anticipate NQ to come back up into the range. I'm not saying downside's over just yet. We could still definitely see some more downside here before New York Open, during New York Open, and then we just patiently wait for our setups. So that is NQ and ES. Let's move over to CL. Now, remember guys, you can grab your Tradeify evals with code JimmyTrades, and you can also get your Apex evals with code Jimmy, 70% off over there at the moment, and $40 to move to a funded account, which is insane. So great value for Apex right now. Having a look at oil. We did see here on the daily yesterday, we had a candle closure back inside the range. Off of that, I would anticipate price to move lower, which obviously we have here. Also have a devil's mark on today's candle for oil. What I would be looking for at the moment is for price to come down and test this level here. See if we get a reaction off that, and potentially even move further down, to close out this gap. Okay, so that's what we're looking at for oil. So looking for price to continue lower. Of course, if we do close below here, this level on the opposing candle, then I'd be looking for that level to support price lower. Okay, or use this as resistance. Okay, jumping over to gold. Bit of consolidation since Friday, really. We haven't really done a lot, and we're just in a bit of a range at the moment. So we can see that range from the high from Friday and the low from Tuesday. I'd really like to see either the high or the low of this range tested. At the moment, yesterday we did sweep the previous day low and we closed back inside the range. If this low holds, then we could anticipate price to run higher and look for our Friday high as our drawn liquidity. But gold hasn't really done a lot today either. So it's still an inside bar at the moment. Moving over to Dixie now. And Dixie is moving towards our target. We have this high marked out. And we can see price is moving in a direction. I do see that we've swept previous day high at the moment, but we have moved lower already and we are continuing to push higher. A bit of a doji sitting there at the moment. So we'll see how price moves through the session today, but I'm anticipating this high to be swept. And if we hop over to Euro, we can look at this inversely, and therefore I'd be looking for this low to be swept for the Euro. And with the pound, we already took that low, but you can see quite heavy still at the moment. Do we have another target? Well, we're into this bullish FEG here on the daily. We have this next FEG down here as well. So there's still areas for price to reach into and also potentially find a reversal. So I'd like to see if price was to close bearish today like it is at the moment, then say for example tomorrow we get like a pin bar candle come out of a point of interest being one of these FEGs, this one or this one, and if we get that candle closure, then we can anticipate price might move higher from there. Let's jump back to NQ quickly and we'll drop down to the 3-minute chart, which is the chart that I look at during London. Now, this was the long that I looked at, and if we just quickly flick replay on, and we'll come back to around about here. So what we had is we had this candle closure back inside the range. This is the, let me get rid of that for a sec. This is the 30-minute candle here. And we had the candle close back inside the range. All right. Now, once this pin bar closed here, then I was looking for change in state of delivery, which we ended up getting on this candle. And because we also closed above this opposing candle, it gave me more confidence to take the position. So on the retracement, which we actually got in on this 236 candle, stop at the low, just here. This low was into a point of interest, so protected low there, and then I was just targeting 2R, so just down here somewhere. And if we play this forward, we'll see that on this occasion, price, it stopped me out actually on this candle. So if we go back, I got in on the 236 candle and then I was stopped out. And it looked like it maybe we would go again. It looked, you know, we had this continuation here. We got a closure above the opposing candles. But yeah, London ended up chopping around a little bit. I then marked out a short. And the reason I marked this particular short out is because we had this 30-minute candle here, this one here. It did close back inside the range, albeit just, of the previous 30-minute candle. And when we got this change in state of delivery here, I was just interested in a potential short. Now, price moved heavily through that level. I would have been in the trade if the 3 o'clock candle closed through, but it didn't. So I was waiting for the next candle to close through. It got very heavy at that point in time. I wasn't really anticipating price to come back. I sort of thought price might continue down into the previous week opening gap. We did chop around a bit. Actually, we came back up to the entry. I didn't get into the trade. I just watched this do its thing. And eventually price went, and it would have been a winning trade. So it just shows that the model I use does work. On this occasion, I took the losing one today and I left the winning one alone, but that's trading for you. That's just how we roll. So hopefully you got a little bit of value out of that. Let me know in the comments if you got some value here today. Let's jump over to Bitcoin quickly. And I'm going to move to the daily. I don't need to see. And if we just clean this chart up a little bit. So right now, we were looking to see price run lower yesterday, and we did in fact do that. We're continuing that move today. So looking for price to push into this level here, sweeping this low. What's the level here that swept liquidity? Well, this is the level that swept here. So if we were to mark out our standard deviations, then we're potentially heading down back to this $90,000 level. I really would not like to see that personally. I'd like it to continue higher, but it is what it is. So we'll see how this plays out. I'm happy to be invalidated here. I'm happy to be wrong. Ideally, if we can see a sweep here and then some sort of reversal at this level would be spectacular. Having a look at Ethereum now. And Ethereum, similar idea here, targeting the low. And then also if we run our standard deviations, I'll run them off this leg here. We didn't sweep the high, but we had that SMT with Bitcoin. And then we could see that we'd essentially be looking for price to run down back to this sort of 2,900 level. Again, I really don't want to see that happen, but that's potentially what's shaping up right now. All right, guys, I hope this has been helpful for you. Please let me know in the comments. Of course, smash that like button, and we will catch you tomorrow. For now, we'll see you over in Trade Foundry. Bye for now.